Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest More, back with another real estate video. And today I'm going to be submitting a protest for my property taxes. I did a video a couple of weeks ago that showed all my properties, how much the taxes went up. Some went down, but a lot of them went up, and some of them were just ridiculous on the valuation that the county gave my property. So I'm going to show you how we're doing it. I'm in Weld County in Colorado. I don't know how similar it is to do this in other counties in Colorado. I know it's different in every state, but luckily I can do this online because this is my stack here of property tax bills I got from the county. And what they want you to do, if I can pull out one here, I don't know how well you can see it on the screen, but basically they give you this much room to write why you should change it, and then you can attach comps if you want and mail that in. I'm like, that's going to be gigantic pain depending on how many properties I want to protest. So I just searched online and said, you can protest your taxes online. I'm like, thank you. It would be nice if they told you that on these little forms, but you know, that's the government for you. So I can go online and I can actually, oh, my session expired. Of course it did. Anyway, I can go on here, add my property, put in my information, add multiple properties, and then hopefully submit them all at once. And what I'm going to show you here is they have this cool little tool that actually lets you find comps for your property. So we're going to go through that. We'll see if we can find some comps and see what happens there. Of course, I love the likes, shares, comments, all of that, and love to see new subscribers as well. I'll link the video below. It showed all of my properties and what the taxes came in at. And I'm going to start with my personal house, which came in super high. I think I have it here somewhere. Sorry, I'm not as prepared as I should be. And or I was prepared, and then there it is, unprepared. So my personal house, the taxes were $703,000 in 2021. Actually, wait. Well, they did the valuation in 2020, June of 2020. It came in at $703,000, and then every 2 years they do a new valuation in Colorado. In June of 2022, they said it's worth $1,029,713, or an increase of $326,000. And I don't think I could sell it for that much. And then the crazy thing about that is Colorado taxes normally are lower. The assessed value is lower than what you could actually sell it for. That's just how they've done it historically. I don't know if that's on purpose or just by chance, but now it seems like valuations are actually coming in higher than what you could sell them for. So not only are we seeing extremely high valuations in Colorado because property values have increased so much, but it's like they're, instead of valuing properties lower than they're worth, now they're valuing them higher than they're worth. It's like a double-edged sword for a lot of people on property taxes, and commercial is extremely crazy. I'll show you a commercial one here too. And so the taxes for my house at that rate go from, it was, well, now it's going to be $5,896 a year. So again, it's actually pretty low compared to most states for residential. If it was commercial, it would be like 6 times that. Maybe not quite that much, but maybe actually it might be. And the year before that, I don't know if they have it on this one, but it definitely went up a couple $1,000s a year based on this new valuation. So what we're looking at here on the screen, it's got my property right behind my face, which I did on purpose here. And below it, we can actually look up comps. So I can go up here and search within 1 mile, within half a mile. And when I first pulled this up, they defaulted it at half a mile in my neighborhood, and it pulls sales comps from January 1st of 2021 to June 30th of 2022. That's when they say residential properties are valued for the assessed purposes. So it doesn't matter what houses sold for since June. They just look at the valuation from June of 2022 and basically the previous year and a half. That's how they come up with their valuation. And supposedly they have an automatic tool that comes up with this valuation. And if you want to protest it, you can protest them, and you have to do it by June 8th. And I thought I had more time, but I realized, luckily, that I didn't. I need to get this done. That's also why I'm glad why this is online, because I don't have to mail something in and hope it gets there in time. But I can put the square footage in for how big the house is. My house is like 4,100 square feet above ground. Built as, they only have 2 stories on here. Okay, interesting. So you can put the style of them on here. Basement square feet. I left that out just because it makes it easier. Finished basement, garage square feet, year built, they left that out too. The neighborhood, so it was defaulted to my neighborhood when I first opened this, and I just clicked any neighborhood because there weren't enough in my area. Total acres. So when I first clicked on this, how did we? Oh, I had the square footage as larger. They had one comp that sold for $875 with their automatic tool, and so I had to come in here, and I did this to 1.5 miles. And that bumped it out, and that gave me a lot more properties over here. So you can see 875, 581, 1,138, 457, 1,439. There's all kinds of comps over here that have sold. And actually, what's interesting about these is none of these come close to valuing my property at what they came up with, 1,029,000. This one is probably the most similar. It was just real close to my property, a little bit smaller, but similar sized lot, property, all that. It sold for $875. And you come down here, different neighborhood, smaller house, sold for $581. Well, we'll look at the ones that were real expensive. One in a neighborhood across the street from my neighborhood, not across the street, and it sold for $1.1 million, similar size. It had 2 acres. My house has a half an acre. This is a huge lot, kind of a large estate lot type neighborhood. Totally different than my house. You can see some more, 457. Another one sold for $1.4 million. It had a 2.5 acre lot. Again, very different neighborhood, estate type lots. All the rest, the most expensive one, 807. Besides that, 875,000 one. So I have no idea how they came up with that valuation. And supposedly they show the comps somewhere for how to see it, but I have not been able to find that. So I just looked again. I still cannot find anywhere. I found a spot where it says find sales comps, and it takes you directly to this again. So what I can do is if I pull up comps, try and find sales comps, I can click on here and I can say add comp. And then I can go down here to this one, which is pretty similar, and say add comp. And I can go down to any of these and say add comp and, tell them these are the most similar sales. Why are you being so crazy with my valuation? And then let's see here. They give me instructions on what to do here. You find the comps. You add comp. As comparables are added, they populate the comparable pane in the lower left corner. Once the comparables have been chosen, click on Save Comparables PDF. And you save a PDF. And then when you include your online comparables in your online appeal in 2 ways. Provide the comparables address, or you add the PDF. So then I can go back to my appeals and add a PDF to that. So that is what I have done with this property. And then I have another one, well, a lot more, but another really crazy one that I will show you here that I'm going to do this with as well. And I haven't looked at comps yet to see what they are yet. Okay, so I found the next property. I have to look it up by the account number, not the address, which takes some time. And this one is actually valued at $400,000. It's a commercial property. My taxes on this property are now $9,484 a year. My taxes are like 40% of the rent I collect now on this property because commercial properties are so much more expensive in Colorado for property taxes. And for nearby sales, they have it upside down, the picture. That's a good start. And that's actually the property that I bought. So anyway, so we have one comp at 110, one comp at 275,000, and one comp at 450,000. And for commercial properties, they'll go back 5 years from 2017 to 2022. They're going a distance of 1 mile, which is very small for commercial. You'd think they'd make that bigger. So there we go. We made it bigger. The size, we have all kinds of stuff. But let's see. 1501 First Avenue, 4,000 square feet. Much bigger than my property. Mine's 3,000 and some, I believe. But a lot of that is unusable. 550, 3,000 square feet. 300,000. 3,300 square feet, 3,300 square feet for 210, 360 for 2,400 square feet. And commercial is so tricky to value. It's just really hard to come up with what it's actually worth. But we can go in here, at least mark some of these comps that are way lower, and hopefully submit that, get it turned in. We can add comp here, and then, whoops, let's see. We can see what these are. Sold in 2017. That's so crazy they go back that far for commercial. But again, it's really difficult for me to know how they came up with such a high value. I mean, some of these comps are higher, but that comp is a auto repair place on a very busy road. And auto repair, auto sales, anything like that is way more expensive than just mine, which is like a furniture repair shop. Just because you've got garage space, people pay way more for those properties than a retail space like what I have. So it's interesting if they did use that comp. I wonder if they're able to discern those differences or not, or if that's just a computer, and that's why we will try to appeal them to see what happens here. So I have to go through, add these comps, print a PDF, go back to the previous page, type in my account information, the address, what I think the value should be, then type out an explanation of why I think the value is too low, then attach the PDF to that, and I get to do that for however many of these I want to do. And I think there are at least 15, I want to say, that seem way too high. And then I guess we wait months and months and months and see what the county says, if they lowered them any or not, or just said, sorry, that's what they are. So I'll do that this week at some point, see how that all goes, and then we'll come back in a few months and see what the county says, if they lower any of them or not. And hopefully we'll have good news. Hopefully we'll just have good news and not any bad news, and see how much they lowered them, if any, on some of these properties, because it could save me thousands and thousands of dollars a year if they lowered a few of these. All right, so we'll see how all this goes. I'll get to work on that. I know you don't want to see all of me doing all that. And then I'll come back and let you know how all of it happens. Of course, we'll have other videos in the meantime of my rentals, flips, advice videos, and lots of other different videos too in the real estate world of Northern Colorado. Take care. Be back soon.